Hi guys, welcome to another review video. Today we are reviewing this last week's classes about putting your fingers down. I know it's super hard at first, but trust me, the more you practice and practice along with this video, the more natural it's going to feel eventually, and playing any note on your instrument will feel super easy for you. So to start, let's get our instruments. Let's get your bows. Make sure that you can fit your index finger through the hair. If it's any more than your index finger, it's probably a little too tight. And if it's any less, it's too loose. So adjust it with the screw as you need. Now let's get your instrument. Cellos. I need to remind all my cello students to please remember that your cello is resting on your chest, not on your chair. It's not upright, it's leaning on you. And the pegs, to know if your cello is tall enough when you're playing, if your end pin is far out enough, it should be behind your ear, usually the C peg. If it's like this low or this high, whatever feels more comfortable for you, that doesn't matter, as long as it is next to your face and not right in front of it. Because if it is too far in front of your face, you're not gonna be able to see your fingers and know where you're supposed to place them. Alrighty, violins. Make sure that you have your shoulder rest and that it is in a good face rainbow position. Now, for shoulder rest, if your shoulder rest looks more like this and it's a slanted rainbow, that's completely okay. That's good. It's just whatever feels comfortable for you to be able to hold it with no hands. Some of us can just put it straight forward and have it flat. That works too. Whatever feels more comfortable to where it's not hurting. If it's hurting, then we're doing something wrong. There should be no pain when we play. Uncomfort is okay. Things can feel uncomfortable because it's a way of doing things that we haven't done before. Like, we never hold things like this on our day-to-day life. But it might feel a little uncomfortable, but as long as there's no actual pain, then that's okay. All right, and then basses, my basses, make sure that you can bow without bending forward. If you're bowing and you feel like you have to get lower to reach the strings, then put your end pin out a little more so that you're not bending forward and you can actually stand tall when you play. Alrighty, bending forward a little bit is okay, but you don't want to bend too much. And then same thing, you want to be able to see your fingers when you play. Violins as well. If you cannot see your fingers, maybe you're holding your instrument at a weird angle and we need to adjust that. You know, you don't want to be like this in front of you. That's not right, but you don't want to be way far out here either, because you're not going to be able to see in your peripheral view. Ideally, your violin is at the same height right under your nose, and it's like kind of at an angle. Because when you play your violin in the orchestra, you can have your violin here and see your fingers, and then in front of you is your music. All right, now something that's very important to remember for all instruments, this is super important. When we put our fingers down with our left hand and we start doing more things, putting our fingers down, we need to have a straight wrist. That means you don't want to bend it back or forward. Either way, it's going to form tension, and we never want to play in a way that's going to mess with our bodies and feel uncomfortable to where there's pain. A little bit of uncomfort because something is new is a good thing, but a little too much uncomfort to where it becomes painful is never a good thing, okay? So violins, that means that for you, you need to have a straight wrist this way. Your thumb should be between your two tapes or on there, but never too far back. I'm okay with a little bit of displacement based on what feels comfortable for you, because everybody's hands are different, but usually you want it in between or on the first tape. I usually keep mine on the first tape, on the yellow tape. That's what's most comfortable for me. And then your fingers are gonna go 1 on the yellow, 2 on the red, 3rd on the blue. Your pinky doesn't do anything yet. It just kind of relaxes there. Try not to have it down here, because if you have it down here, whenever we do start practicing using your pinky, it's going to be hard to remember that it needs to go back out. So try to hover above all the strings, okay? So this is what your finger placement looks like. 1, 2, 3. Your pinky doesn't do much yet, it's just kind of there. This is why having a shoulder rest is super important, because you're not squeezing and keeping your instrument up with your arm. What's keeping your instrument up is this. And then this is just kind of pressing on the string, not too lightly, but pressing it a good amount. And then you also don't want to do this either, because then this is also going to feel tense. For me, it always tenses here when I do that. Okay? So nice and relaxed. Good. Okay. Cellos, that means that for you, your wrist should not go this way, and your wrist should not go this way. Cellos, your thumb should be behind your second finger. So we're always doing this. Yeah. Good. And then for you guys, I'm going to demonstrate on my violin, but obviously it should feel better for you guys because my hand's going to look really tiny. Your first finger goes in the yellow. Then in between is your second. Usually some of us have a white stripe there, but if you don't, so it's going to be there where there's no color. And then your third one goes in your red. This is because if we were to do this on the cello, then it would be too far of a stretch and we would start to like feel kind of tension between our fingers. So for you guys, you go 1 and then 3. 1, 3. And then your pinky goes on the blue. Good. 1, 3, 4. You guys are going to go 1, and then you press all 3, and then 4 down. So but my thumb always stays in between my second one though. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. And basses, you also need to worry about your wrist. Your wrist should not be too far this way. This is not a guitar. I know guitars hold their strings like this, but for cellos and basses, your thumb should be in behind your second finger behind your second finger. Good. And then first finger in the yellow. And then for you guys, you don't use your blue tape much. For you, you're going to go straight to fourth finger. Your pinky goes on the red. So if I were to do that here, I would have to squeeze all my fingers down. But yeah, imagine I have a yellow one right here, and then your red down there. 1, 4. 1, 4. Your strings are tuned differently so that you don't have to keep going 1, 4, 4, or like keep switching back and forth because they're so big. So that way you don't have to worry about putting too many different fingerings down. It's just 1 and 4. That's it. For now. Once you're more advanced, you'll start learning new fingerings. That's for all instruments. Alright, now that we've learned all the right ways to hold our instrument with our left hand, let's actually grab our instrument and let's practice together. Follow along with me. Grab your instrument the right way that we learned. Make sure your wrist is straight. With your right hand, let's pluck first. Let's pluck. So make sure you have an L shape. Put your thumb on the fingerboard and then your index finger. Your pointer finger is the one playing the strings. Ready? Let's pluck D string 4 times. 1, 2, ready, go. D, 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 D. Good. Let's do it one more time together. 1, 2, ready, go. Great, beautiful. Now let's add 1 finger down. So put 1 finger on your first tape. That's a color, not white tape. Your first colored tape. So most of us is yellow. Ready? Let's play it together. This is called an E note. An E. 1 finger on the D string. 1, 2, ready, go. Great. If your instrument is not making a nice sound, it doesn't sound like a different note, maybe it sounds like this. If it sounds like that, that means that we're not pressing hard enough. That means that our finger is just touching the string, but it's not actually pressing down on it. If it just touches it, that's called muting the string. It makes it so that it doesn't vibrate. And then you have to press down. So from here to here. It's a small difference on the violin, but it definitely affects the sound. So that means it goes from muted to playing. There we go, that's what we want. All right, let's do it one more time. One finger on the D string. Ready? 4 times when I say go. 1, 2, ready, go. Great. Now let's do violins and violas, 2 fingers, cellos 3, and basses 4. So just go to your next tape, your next color tape. This is called an F sharp on the D string. D string with 2 fingers. 1, 2, ready, go. Beautiful. Cellos, you're doing it with 3, basses with 4. Make sure that you're doing that. And then make sure that you're on the right string. Sometimes when we pits and we're playing, you can be doing this. And then you add a finger. And then you do this. And then sound doesn't change. If it still sounds like the same note, maybe you just have your notes, your fingers pressing on a different string. If you're playing on the D string, make sure you're pressing on the D string and not on another string. It's totally common that we just put our fingers down and don't even realize that they're on the wrong string. So make sure they're on the D string. And now let's do your next tape. Let's do our blue tape for most of us. It's 3 fingers for violins and violas. 3. Try not to hide your pinky too much, okay? 3 fingers for violins and violas. And then cellos, that's 4 fingers. And basses, whenever I go to this note, whenever I say play your G note on the D string, for you, that's your open G string. So just pluck your G string 4 times if you're a bass. That's only for basses. Don't be cheating and trying to play your open G if you're a violin or a cello, because this note and this note are very different. Alrighty, let's do 3 fingers for violins and violas, 4 for cellos, and open G string for bass. 1, 2, ready, go. Beautiful. Now let's practice with the bow. Grab your bow. Make sure it's the perfect bow hold. Beautiful. Make sure your thumb is in the right area. You don't want it too deep in there. There we go. Now my thumb is in the right place. Yes. All right, let's do 1 finger down again. 1 finger on the D string. Ready? 1, 2, ready, go. Amazing. Make sure that when you put your fingers down, you're going right, left, right, left. You don't want to be going down, 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 down every time, because it creates space between notes, and then you might start slowing down when you do that because your arm's going to get tired too fast. Now let's do 2 fingers. 1, 2, ready, go. Now 3 fingers. 1, 2, ready. All right, let's do 1 finger 4 times when I say go. 1, 2, ready, go. Good. I started to touch my G string a little bit when I played. If that's happening for you, then just move your bow a little closer to the bridge. Ready? Again. 1, 2, ready, go. Good. Now let's do your next note. So that's your next tape. Violins and violas is 2, cellos is 3, bass is 4. When I say go. 1, 2, ready, go. To your last note on the D string. Violins and violas has 3 fingers, cellos is 4, and basses, it is your open G string. Because it's called a G note. 1, 2, ready, go. Really good job. You can do this practice with all the strings. Why don't we do that? Let's do first note on the A string, 1 finger. 1, 2, ready, go. to your next note, the red tape. Second finger for cellos and violas, for violins and violas, not cellos. Cellos is 3 fingers, basses is 4. 1, 2, ready, go. And then your last note, 3 fingers for violins and violas, 4 for cellos, and then open for basses. 1, 2, ready, go. Great job, everybody. Now, to practice more and more by yourself and get really good at putting your fingers down is to practice playing less notes in between others. So right now, I was playing 4 notes every time that I played a new note, and I would put a pause in between, and that is great for starting out. But now that you are getting better, it's maybe not having any rest in between. Maybe we do 4 notes and then add a new finger, or go to the next note, go to your next tape, and then you go to the next tape without putting any rest in between. That will sound like this. I'm gonna say go, but I'm not gonna rest in between notes. If you wanna follow along, feel free to do so. 1, 2, ready, go. Now I'm gonna go to, instead of playing 4 times each note, I'm gonna do 3 times each note. Ready? 1, 2, ready, go. Now instead of doing 4 times each note, I'm gonna play it 3 times. So 3 open Ds, and then 3 E notes, 3 F sharps, and 3 Gs. If you haven't memorized all the names for all your notes, that's okay. Just go to your next color tape. Ready? 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, change. Perfect. Now let's go to 2 times per note. 1, 2, ready, go. Awesome. Now just 1 time. Just 1 and then change fingers. And it goes slower. Ba, 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 ba. 1, 2, ready, go. Thank you so much for watching this video and practicing with me. I hope that you were able to follow along. If it was a little bit confusing or it's difficult for you right now, that is completely normal. You're starting something new, and playing a new instrument is difficult and it can be really frustrating sometimes. So I hope at least playing with this video helped. I know it can be a little stressful to play on our own and practice on our own, and maybe it doesn't sound just like mine yet, but trust me, the more you do this, the more we practice, the better we get. And the most fun thing about playing a new instrument is whenever you see improvement, that you realize, oh my gosh, I worked hard and earned this. I earned this beautiful sound from my instrument, and now I get to share my music with other people and have them be super proud of me. So I'm super excited to start learning new songs with you guys. I'm excited to keep learning new notes, because eventually you're going to be able to play all your favorite songs on your instrument. So have a great day and see you next time.